All right, let's talk about the standard algorithm for multiplication. And what we're going to do is we're going to relate it to what multiplication really is, which is repeated addition. So instead of thinking about 42 times 4, let's write it out as a repeated math problem. So I'm going to write 42 4 times, and we're going to add it together because we want to understand the process of the algorithm. So when we take a look at this addition problem, the first step that we always do is multiply the ones place. In the ones place, you see the digit 2 repeated over and over again, meaning that we're going to add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. The standard algorithm is really a shortcut for that. So just like you would start in the ones place here, we are going to start in the ones place here by multiplying 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, or 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to write my 8 in the ones column just as I would over here. Now this is where a lot of students get stuck. They know to multiply the ones place, they know they have to do something in the tens place, but they're not quite sure. So let's go back over here to our addition problem. Think about what you would do next over here. I would be adding 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 in the tens column. When I look over here, I have a 4, and I recall that when I was multiplying my ones place, I was multiplying that 2 times that 4, because that's how many times I'm adding 42 together. That's the same thing that I'm doing over here. Instead, I'm adding 40 over and over again. So here, I would multiply 4 times 4. This 4 up here is really a 40 because it's in the tens place. So if I were to add 4 times 4, or 4 times 40, we have 40 plus 40 is 80, another set of 80, and then, let me just write it here, and then adding 80 plus 80 would give me my 160. If I put it together, that gives me 168. Same here. 4 times 4 is 16. Really, this is 40, so that would be 160 to give me my 168. Now let's say that we have a problem where we need to regroup. So let's say, for example, we have the problem, let's do 35 times 3. I'm giving you some easy problems. So again, this means that we're adding 35 3 times. So let's write that as an addition problem to help us understand the algorithm. So the first thing that I would do in my addition problem is I would add 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 times 3. And the same thing over here with the multiplication problem. 5 times 3, starting in the ones place, is the first part of my standard algorithm for multiplication. 5 times 3 is 15, just like 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 more is 15. When you add, you would write your 5 of the 15 in the ones place, because that 5 is in the ones place. The 1 is in the tens place, so we regroup that up here to the tens. I'm going to do the same thing over here. 5 times 3 is 15. The 5 is in the ones place, so I put it down here, and I'm going to regroup that 1 to my tens place up here, just like I did in my addition problem. The next step in my addition problem is to add the 3's together. I have 3 3's I'm adding together. I'm going to do the same thing over here in my standard algorithm. I'm going to add those 3's together, but remember, those 3's are really 30's because they're in the tens place. So I'm adding 30 plus 30 plus 30, which means the same over here. I'm multiplying 3 times 30 because that 3 is in the tens place. If I do that, 3 plus 3, or 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 3 or 30 more is 90. But I can't write that down yet because I regrouped that 1. If I take that 1 and I add it in, which is a 10, so I had 30, 60, 90, plus the 10 I regrouped is my 100. It gives me 105. Same thing over here. 3 times 3, or that's really 30, will give me, do the basic fact, 3 times 3 is 9, plus a 0. 90 plus 1 is 100. And that's where you get your 105. When you get stuck with the standard algorithm, always go back and remember, it's just a shortcut for repeated addition.